Infernal Blessings, we are back with another video. Just getting some quick announcements. People, yes, still reaching out to me. Yearly forecast readings are still happening for a couple more weeks. And just to address, I know some people are sending me emails. If I booked my reading before you cut it off, do I still get? Yes, you will still get your reading, no doubt. As long as you book it before I stop doing it, it's no problem. All right. If you want to book that reading, a yearly forecast reading, go ahead and do that now. Or if you want to book any other type of readings that I offer, Telepathic Demonic readings, Santa Muerte readings, Egyptian Oracle readings, Shadow Work readings, Deity readings. If you're interested in any of the aforementioned readings, just shoot me an email. I'll send you the information if you need a price list, or if you want to book a reading, just make sure you include in your email the days and times you're available on a weekly basis and the time zone you're in. Also, if you want to sign up for classes, the way to do that is go to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. That's going to give you access to the 3 private classes I do every month on Patreon, in addition to the group ritual we do at the end of the month. Also, keep in mind, when you join, you get access to everything in the archives going back 5 years. Right? You don't just get access to from the day you join moving forward. If you want to see all the ongoing classes, there's tons of content on there. Nobody's offering what I'm offering it for and the price that I'm offering it for. Go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, and hit the collection section. You'll see all the ongoing classes and how many's in each class that's archived. It's a lot. All right. Also, don't forget to check out the social media pages. Primordial Chaos 9, all one word, on Instagram. Primordial Chaos, 2 words, on Facebook. Primordial Chaos 3 on TikTok. That's the best place to stay up on the latest happenings, announcements, classes, updates. All of that is available on those social media pages. So sign up and subscribe to those social media pages. Also, don't forget to check out the Primordial Chaos podcast, available on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast, my contact email address, the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes. All those links are in the description box of the video that you're watching right now. So I want to touch on something we were talking about in the Egyptian Hermetic Alchemy class last night, that your chaotic thoughts are the driving force to your personal transformation. Right? Because chaos, as we know, which is the root, when we say primordial chaos, we're talking about the prime energy, the root or source. When we talk about Leviathan, the principle of continuity and existence, when we talk about the origin of that existence, it takes us back to what we called chaos, right? Or primordial chaos. Now, we were talking in the Egyptian Hermetic Alchemy class last night in reference to the Emerald Tablets of Tahuti, and in some of the writings where Tahuti talks about this, right? So it's not this programmed or preconceived dogmas and religions and system of indoctrination that's your spiritual motivating driving force. It's your chaotic thoughts. Now, your chaotic thoughts, like I said, I'm just going to do, this is going to be like the other videos, just something very quick and to the point. Your chaotic thoughts, right, when you really sit back and analyze them, right, and when you really put into context what chaos is and how you embrace that chaos, right, you will see the power behind that, okay? So when chaos is not, you're not able to harness it and utilize its power, that's when it becomes devouring, okay? Or that's when it can become destructive. Now, how does chaos become the driving force to your personal transformation? Real simple. When you make order out of it, right? So the difference, again, of what we do and understanding this alchemical concept, the difference of what we do and what other paths don't do, we don't run from our chaos. Right? We don't try to sweep it under the rug, meditate it away, or pray it away, because we know that that's not factual, right? That's more along the lines of religious dogma, faith and belief, When we look at chaos and we learn how to harness it and make order out of it, that's when it becomes that driving force. Okay? Now, there's something else connected to that, and I'm just going to go into it briefly, that we were talking about last night. The power of your thoughts, right? And I've talked about this a lot over the years. The power of your thoughts, okay? You become your thoughts. I've said this many times before, but last night in the Emerald Tablets of Tahuti, when Tahuti is talking to the students, or Hermes is talking to the students in the temple, he makes it clear it's your mortal thoughts, your fears, is what holds you back and confines you to this realm. Because they're asking him about how can we travel these spiritual realms you talk about when we are yet mere mortals. And what it's trying to get at, if you've read it, it's trying to get at how all of us on this path, and it's going to apply in different stages to different levels, can see ourselves in that, whether it's somewhere in the beginning stage on our path or journey, somewhere in the middle, or sometimes, after being a seasoned vet on this path, you see how some of the weak aspects of your mortality hold you back, right? Because it's a story about people that struggle to embrace their divinity. Okay? But it also confirms the point of something you hear me say a lot over the years, that you must go into the dark to seek that light. You must go into the dark to do the work of the light, because in the darkness, in the chaos, in the void, in the abyss, is where true knowledge is illuminated. Is where the individual will uncover high states of hypnosis about themselves. Okay? And your structured thoughts, the thoughts that have been implanted or programmed into your head, we talked about something last night called intrusive thoughts. Because a lot of the thoughts you think are your thoughts are intrusive thoughts because they were placed there through other systems of indoctrination. Whether that's media, movies, the educational system, religion, cultural upbringing, right? All of those are structured and intrusive thoughts that a lot of us have to break the chains from, because we struggle to embrace our divinity. And you can't do that. Because when you're more, if you're confound, or you're struggling to understand yourself and the reason why you don't get results, 9 out of 10 times, it's because you're not connected to the aspect of yourself that you need to get to that awareness or understanding of what, per se, we're talking about here in this video. So this is why you may not get no results. And we've talked about this a lot. This is why sometimes your ritual work may not go in accordance with how you want it to go, etc. Because a lot of it is understanding the true self, not the illusionary self. So when you're dealing with thoughts, and you have the understanding, and one thing we also have to throw in there, the law of attraction is real. Okay, the law of attraction is real, because that's in alignment with you become your thoughts. So what you think, you attract. And I can't stress this enough. So as you've heard me say in the past, if you set out to do something, you think you're going to fail, or you're doubting what you're going to do, it's going to happen. Trust me. I always tell people there's a certain type of verbiage you need to use and start to reprogram the fabric or the elements of your subconscious mind, right? You have to stop saying things, I hope to one day to do this, or possibly do that, or this, that, and the third. You have to stop saying those things. You have to say, I will. I'm going to succeed. I will be successful, etc. Because again, you attract your thoughts. The law of attraction is real. You may not pay attention to it, but just think about how many times you've set out to do something and you doubted yourself and you have all these intrusive thoughts of failure. Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, this, that. What if something goes wrong, etc., etc. The hardest thing for people to do on this path sometimes is put work out there and leave it there. Right? Stop going back, second guessing it, wondering. So we really have to take these things into consideration. I can't stress this enough, man. Are you a person that's constantly thinking negative thoughts, failing thoughts, unsuccessful thoughts? Are you the root problem or cause of your downfall and you don't even know it? Okay, because this is real. But at the root of this, at the very core root of this, what causes that burning desire to want to succeed is your chaotic thoughts. Okay? And chaotic thoughts could be many different aspects of that. Okay? Because I know automatically people are going to hear the word chaotic or chaos, and their mind again is going to go drift to some stereotype definition of what that is. We know what chaos is on this path. It is the driving force that gets us, that lights a spark under our ass so we do what we got to do. Okay? And in essence, when you tap into those thoughts on that level, it is very uplifting and motivating. You might come to the realization you got to go harder when it comes to your money game. So it creates that spark, that emotion needed. Maybe you need to discipline yourself in certain areas of life. It creates that spark or that motivation. Okay? So when we also use the term, or we talk about on this path is to harness your chaos, right? You have to make order out of your personal chaos. That's when that chaos again becomes the driving motivational force of change. Okay? Very important. And that can't be, something that you don't put into the correct context and don't understand, because it speaks for itself. Now, to some people that are not on the path, they don't understand, because again, when most people hear chaos, their minds automatically going to go to something negative. And that's just part of the programming process. Okay? So now you ask yourself, what's the driving force behind your desire to want to transform and change yourself? Right? What is those driving, what is that motivational force? What makes you want to do that? Okay? Only each and every individual knows the answer to that question. Now, it's even to dig it a step further, it could even be when you're in a period of turmoil and fear and despair and uncertainty and change. Right? There's that aspect of those chaotic thoughts. But it's those driving forces behind them is what motivates you to get off your ass and improve your situation, right? So there's different methodologies on how you should look at this, okay? But do understand and never negate the fact it all has its origin in chaos. Okay? You cannot, I don't care what your personal beliefs are. The fact of the matter is, everything has its origin in that chaotic energy. Okay? It's beyond a shadow of a doubt what drives us. Just also think about, now let me flip it a little bit. Now look at it also in this perspective. Think about it could be you work on a job or you have your own business or whatever. Think of when a really chaotic situation arose, or you can classify it as chaotic, complicated, hectic, a crazy situation, whatever you want to term it at, all in alignment with what chaos is. So let's just say a chaotic situation presents itself. For the most part, when people are pressed with some form of chaos that comes out of nowhere, it automatically springs them in to action mode to get to work and do it, whatever it is they need to be done. You could see it in the way they walk, the way they react, the way they approach, what they say, right? This happens a lot. It could be on your job. A project comes up. You got a short deadline and it looks almost impossible for you to get done. The divine, from that chaos, that chaotic energy that you tap into, that divine in you is sparked. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when you looked at the situation on the surface, it did not look good. It was a terrible situation, almost looked next to near impossible to accomplish. And then before you know it, that chaos, that the spark, that divine consciousness within you kicked into gear, and all of a sudden you successfully completed the task that at one point looked completely impossible and no way it was going to happen. That's the best example I can give you how your chaotic thoughts spark your personal transformation. It's the best way I can give it to you. And this is what Egyptian Hermetic Alchemy, these are the things we talk about and deal with in the classes, right? This is where we're at with it. So definitely start to take upon yourself to submerge yourself. When you hear me say that term, submerge yourself into your own personal chaos so you can master yourself. Okay? Again, to further prove my point, chaos is not what people think it is. Not the stereotyped definitions of what chaos is. It's not what people think it is. Okay? So now you, through your shadow work, through your ritual work, any spiritual practices you're doing to understand yourself better and master yourself, tap in now and take it to that next level. Don't let your fear block you. Don't let intrusive thoughts kick you off of your path of accomplishing your goals. That's the challenges that you got to work through. That's all part of the chaos. So you got to work your way through it. It can be done. It's only if you're willing to apply yourself. It's that simple.